This is the I Love Success podcast. I'm Peter Jabrukovsky, and I have made a vow to myself to help as many people as possible to achieve their dreams. Let's get started. Hey guys, and welcome back to the I Love Success podcast. This is the first episode of 2022, and I am actually super excited to share this episode with you. For people that are listening live right now, this is the first time I'm doing a long version live with just me, so it is a little bit scary, but I do believe that growth is outside your comfort zone. So here we are. And I just want to share a couple of things that I learned in the past year about success, because I had a really good year when it comes to achieving the goals I set for myself, both personal and in business. And without tapping myself too much on my back and talking about my goals, I want to share what I learned, because I think that is much, much more important. Because nowadays we see so much on social media. People are sharing what they have accomplished, and that's super cool. I am a person that want people to share, and I want people to live their best life. But let's be honest here, sometimes we can feel a little bit um, weak by seeing other people doing all these cool things. And we know that social media is just like the creme de la creme of everybody's life. Nobody's posting when they're crying or when they have challenges. And we all know this past year has been full of challenges, but also with good moments. So without further ado, let me share what I've learned and let's talk about it. And I hope you find value in this episode. If you're new to the I Love Success podcast, welcome. I studied success, and my goal is to share what I learned by meeting some of the most successful people on the planet. I have a big fat mission, helping at least 10 million people in 10 years to go after their dreams. And that makes me excited, makes me wake up early, and it makes me do work and put out content even when I'm uncomfortable, like right now. I don't know if you can see if I'm nervous or not, but I'm doing my best, and I'm going to do more of these to get better, to learn. And you probably have those kind of areas in your life where you want to do it, but you're holding yourself back. So let's try not to do that. And if you've been around and listened to the I Love Success podcast, we're almost at 300 episodes right now, and it's going to be a bang for the 300th episode for sure. But every episode is important to me, and I think you can learn something from all of my guests, and hopefully you can learn something from the host, me as well. And yeah, let's just get started. And if we talk about looking back, I am that kind of person. I rarely look back, but I do find it valuable to look back and to see what you have done. Where did you start? How far have you come? And what have you learned? So you can get better and create a better life. Because for me, I want life to be a good experience. I want to experience some of the coolest things in the world. I want to have a healthy, happy family. I want to travel. I want to buy the things that I would like, and I want to help other people, and I want to keep improving as a martial artist, as an athlete, in my profession. There's a lot of things I want to do, and I'm actually super excited about life, and I'm lucky to have a lot of energy. But I do think a lot of my energy come from my lifestyle of being healthy, of working out, of sleeping well, of being around positive people. And I do believe that if you lack energy right now, maybe it's because you don't really know exactly what you want. Because when you are hyper focused, life is actually a little bit easier. So I'm going to share 9 tools for a better life. And again, a lot of people want to hear, what did I accomplish in the past year and what did I do? And I'm not going to talk about that. I just want to share that I had some goals that was really, really high when 2020, uh, at the end of 2020, I set some goals and I didn't have a clue how I would achieve them. For me, those were like super high goals, super challenging goals. But I believed that somehow I'll find a way. And I said, let me try, because most of the super successful people that I've met, they've shared that you have to have huge goals and somehow the universe will transpire. So I wanted to put this to the test, and I did accomplish my goals, and it almost feels unreal when I'm looking back. But now I've learned a couple of lessons, and I have a couple of tools that I want to share with you, because I do think they will work for you as well to lead a better life, not only for you, but for your family and for your surrounding. And what I've seen as well, when you do go after what you want, you also give other people permission to do the same. And it's kind of exciting. And first off, I also want to let you know that I'm a firm believer in abundance. I do not believe that I am the only one that can win, or in order for me to win, I have to take something from somebody else. I do believe that there's an abundance in this world, and that everybody can win, and in their own way. We all have different goals. Listen, we all have different stories. We all have different challenges, but you can win in your life. And one other reason why I don't share my goals as well is that, for me, what some of my goals might feel crazy to you, or they might feel super small, and vice versa. Do not compete against other people. Compete against what you want, and don't be afraid of putting it out there that you want to do something crazy that nobody in your city or in your surrounding have done, because it is possible and it happens every single day. For example, I'm reading Will Smith's book right now, Will, and he became the biggest movie star in the world and huge rapper. And he was just a regular kid. A lot of it was mindset and hard work, of course, but also believing in the universe, and knowing that you will get connected with the right people if you send out that energy. Maybe not the first day, maybe not the second day, but if you keep going at it for a a long time, it will happen. It can happen soon. For some people, it takes a little bit longer time, but don't worry about it. Just do your own thing and try to have fun, be joyful, and see what happens, because life is a wonderful experience. So let's dig right into it, because I know the attention span today is not too long, and I hope you want to listen to this whole show. But the first thing that I realized, usually I had a lot of goals for my life, and maybe you have that as well. And a lot of these goals are smaller goals that can actually be encompassed into a bigger goal. So I had fewer goals, but they were much bigger in the past year. Fewer goals, two or three goals, and they were ultra specific. So I knew exactly if I would achieve them or not. Because when we get ultra specific, something crazy happens. And you might not believe this, but first of all, you got to write down your goal, pen to paper. Uh, but once you get ultra specific, something crazy happens with the universe and with you, because now you know exactly what to do. And in your life, with the goals that are really important for you, I want you to know exactly what to do on a daily basis. And when I say exactly, it should be simple. It should be one or two or three things that you can do every day that's going to move the needle for you. And that's exactly what I did. One thing that I worked on last year was, and I was really successful with this, and I have not tried this before, and I don't really know how I made this up or if I saw somebody else. So please forgive me if I'm stealing like a pro, but uh, I made goal setting a game. And let me just talk about that briefly. But if you want to know how I did, go to episode 241 of the I Love Success podcast and you can hear exactly what I did. But basically, I wanted to achieve 100 points every week. And to achieve 100 points, I needed to do these ultra specific tasks that will make me successful. All of these are focused on not on the actual performance, it's focused on the tasks, that what I can do, what I can affect, because sometimes you can't 100% affect the outcome, but you can affect your output and what you do. So for example, for me, I knew I wanted to work out before my wedding 5 times a week to be in the best shape of my life. So I gave myself 5 points for every workout. So that was 25 points because that was a really important part of my goal. And I knew that I will get in great shape if I work out 5 times a week. Another thing was meeting with a new client every day. That gave me 5 points each. And then I had record a podcast, gave me 10 points because I knew that was a really important task. I also put other things that I had been lacking on. For example, I love cooking, but I sometimes I get tired at night, so I don't cook, which affects my diet and things like that. So I gave myself 3 points if I cooked. And I also gave myself 3 points for watching a sunset. So I knew I will make that a priority. And another thing that I gave myself, I think there was 5 points for a day off, just to make sure I took the time to recover. And I could, of course, reach more than 100 points, but every week I have made a decision to reach at least 100 points. I think I gave myself 2 points for reading 10 pages in a book and things like that. And you can choose whatever is important to you, and you can kind of blend this into a game where you're going to do the things because you're going to add on points, and you know if you reach 100 points you had a good week no matter what the results are, because if you do this for long enough you're going to have amazing results. Another thing that is kind of counterproductive, and I think a lot of people don't won't believe me when I say this, but I had more vacation than ever last year, and I actually booked them before I knew I would succeed with my goals. And why is that important, and how can that help you? And for me, when I have something booked, and when I have crazy business goals, I know I need to be ultra productive and do the work every day, because now I got to leave in 2 weeks. I got to make it happen. And you've been just can you go back to a day when you had so much stuff to do, but you knew you were traveling, let's say at 5 p.m. in the afternoon, and you got so much done? And kind of crazy. What if you could do that every day? But by having vacations booked, in a way, you're always motivated to do the work because you have a really good reward. And if you don't do it, you're not going to hit your goals. And if you don't hit your goals, you won't be able to do more travel and do the things that you love. So this is all going together, and it's super important. So book your vacations and when you will be available, and always try to have something fun uh, on your calendar, because life is about joy, it's about having fun, it's about giving back. It's not Life is not always about struggling or hustling and things like that. I am a hard worker and I do work very hard, but I also realize that some of my best performances have been when I'm happy, when I'm joyous, not necessarily. Many people know that I was a karate athlete for many years, and some of my best performances was after the summer, even though I had been drinking, partying, traveling, not sleeping well. And that should not be the case, but it was the case because I've trained very, very hard for a long time. Then I relaxed, I had fun, I let my body and mind recover, and then I came back and I performed. So I do believe that vacations and fun things will actually improve your performance. And one thing that I really want to share with you is that once you set the goal, don't focus too much about it, because that's going to make you crazy. It's going to make you perform worse. If you're in sales or have a business or have a specific target, if you focus too much on that, you're not going to help your clients as good as you should, because you should always be focused on serving others. Once you serve others, you will be served yourself. So once I set a goal, I focused on the everyday process. What I need to do, I do it, and then I let the universe say what the end result is going to be. So don't get carried away that you have to reach your goals and hold on to it so much that you make the wrong decisions, because at the end of the day, that's just going to hurt you. And one thing that I really really like when I was thinking about this was the sentence that I wrote down, which is just show up for yourself for a full year and see what happens. So what if this year you just decide to show up for yourself for a full year and see what happens? What if you show up for your relationships, show up at work, show up at the training, with your diet, with your mindset? What if you fully showed up for yourself a full year? A lot of people show up for themselves for a week or for 3 days or 3 months. Well, what if you show up for yourself for a full year, no matter what happens, and just see what happens? I promise you, if you show up for yourself for a full year, you're going to be so proud of yourself, and your results will probably be one of the best you've ever had, and your experience would be amazing. This is one thing when it comes to setting much bigger goal than you ever set. And because you're going to get scared, and you're going to be very uncertain on how to achieve your goals. But don't always focus on the how. uh, Once you set the goal, then you can start focusing on the tasks and all of that. But once you set the goal, don't focus when you set the goal, don't focus on the how all the time, because how can you ever achieve something you have never achieved if you don't have faith? You need to have faith that it's going to happen, and you have to believe in it and create that confidence it will happen, and keep showing up. For example, as a martial artist, I remember wanting to become a world medalist. How do you keep believing in yourself when you constantly are not reaching that goal? You just have to keep believing, keep training, build up your confidence. Not a false sense of confidence, more the confidence like, hey, I'm doing the work. I'm training as much as the other world medalist. I'm improving. I am enjoying this process, or whatever it might be in your life. If it's sales or if it's having a business, look at other people. They're doing it. What are they doing? Believe that you have the ability to do that as well. So you have to have faith, and you have to have belief, and you have to have confidence. Otherwise, it's not going to happen for you, because let's face it, achieving something that you've never done before, it is a challenge. It's where you're going to grow. It's going to be super excited, but it's also going to be difficult at times. But you can do it. I believe in you. And please reach out to me, let me know what you're struggling with, and or what you want to achieve, and I would love to talk to you about that. One thing that many people say, and that has helped me a lot in my life, is to be surrounded by people better than me. And they talk about being a big fish in a small tank, or a small fish in a big tank, or a big sea, or whatever. Don't be afraid to be surrounded by people better than you, or further ahead in the journey, that are positive, that you see them succeed, and you almost kind of get insecure being around them, because they're living the life that you want on a completely different level. Most people, they will talk shit about those people. They will not be surrounded by them because they make them feel small, and they know like, oh, they were luckier than me. And once you put that in your mind, you will never be able to accomplish your full true potential. What if you instead flip the script and see that life is a play field, and if you're on that field, why don't surround yourself but by great people? And maybe they're not around in your city, and maybe you don't have them at your job or in your business, but you can find them online. That's why we're here right now. You can find them in books, and hopefully one day you can surround yourself with them in person as well, because all of this is going to feed your mind, feed your heart, feed your body with the belief that you can do it. And what you're going to realize, and what I've realized once I get close to these incredible people, is that they're human. They bleed just like me, they cry just like me, they have challenges just like me, but they still do it, and that gives me a belief. So surround yourself by people better than you, and also give back to people that wants to be like you, because being a role model also means that you're going to have people around you that are a few years behind in their journey compared to you. Help them, support them, and be a part of their life as well. And yeah, this is very exciting. I hope you're enjoying this show, and I hope you're enjoying what I'm saying here. And I'm just trying to provide as much value as I possibly can. One thing that has helped me a lot, and that is really, really fun, is to have a vision board. So if you don't have a vision board, I would tell you, create a vision board with your wildest dreams. Don't think about the how, don't think about anything more than your heart and what you really want to experience. Where do you want to travel? How much money do you want to make? Who do you want to help? How is your favorite relationships looks like? How What are you doing to support your kids? Is there a specific watch or car you want? Do you want to do something special for your parents? Is there a specific charity that you want to help out with? Is there a business you want to start, a house you want to buy? Whatever it is, put it on that vision board and have it somewhere you can see it all the time. And I'm actually looking at mine right now and smiling. There's a couple of, I just redid mine because there was a couple of the things that I actually accomplished, and that was super exciting. And now I redid mine, and it's super exciting. I have a lot of cool stuff there. Again, I don't want to share too much of what I have on my vision board, because I don't want to influence you. You have to listen to your own heart. I have traveled there. I have things that I want to buy. I have things, books that I want to write, people that I want to meet and have on the show. Have my family and a lot of things. So uh, this is just something that I have on my vision board, and you should definitely do a vision board. Schedule that right now. Put it on in the calendar. Otherwise, it's not gonna happen. Uh, yeah, there's two more things, and then I'll let you go here. And I think I'm gonna go for a run. The sun is out, so it's gonna be nice. I doubled down on my health as well, and I mean, there's so much. We all know we're in a pandemic. You put on the news, and there's everybody's sick, and everybody's coughing, everybody's worried, and it affects your mind, and it affects your health as well. So I have doubled down on my health, because I know without being healthy, I don't have anything. All my goals and dreams are gone if I'm not staying healthy. And also, I want to look good, because I know when I look good, I feel good, and so on. And on my vision board, I can share this. I have George St. Pierre on my vision board, because I think his body is amazing. That's something that I strive to become, and that's why I train very hard. But not only train to have a good looking body, also train to be agile, to be able to move, to be explosive, to be able to have energy, because I'm working with my body right now. And a lot of people just have like a AAA battery, so their energy is so small. But you can't do anything with a triple A battery. Maybe you can start a TV, but if you want to accomplish a big goal or go after some incredible dream, you need more than a AAA battery. You need a battery that can fire up a whole house or a whole city or whatever it is that you want to do. And how do you get more energy? You work out, you take care of your body by sleeping. For me, I need around 7 hours to be able to be healthy and strong. You have a good diet, you eat the things that are going to be great, that look good. If they look good, if they smell good, they probably good for you. And I meditate, I work on my mindset, and I do this consistently, uh, 5 times a week, and helps me a lot. Helps me a lot. And a lot of people ask, like, how important is the morning routine? I do think that morning routines are important. Don't complicate it though. And there's a lot of books about that. I actually wrote a book about morning routines as well. But do something that makes you feel good. So for example, I wake up at 5:40 every day. I tried waking up at 5 a.m. For me personally, it did not work because I like being up at night to like 10, at least 10:30. And if I wake up at 5, my energy level is so low around 2 or 3. And that's for me personally. Maybe it's for you, you can do it. And maybe I'll be able to do it in the future. But right now, 5:40 is perfect for me because then I go to bed around 10:30. I sleep around, that should be around 7 hours, I think. Uh, and then I'm ready to enjoy the day. And even if I only get 6 or 6.5 hours of sleep, I can still have good energy. So that's what I do. I wake up, I work out, I feel good about myself, I meditate a little bit, I buy a coffee at my favorite coffee shop, and then I'm ready to go. That's my morning routine and works perfect for me. I make it simple, I make something that's good for me, and then I go out and enjoy the day. So take care of yourself. And I think if there's anything on this list that you should double down on, it's your health. Because if you're healthy, then you can do anything. If you're healthy, if you have the energy, you can do anything. But if you don't have the energy, if you're not healthy, it doesn't matter. Anything on this list doesn't matter. One thing that I did a course with Tony Robbins last year, and he had a question: describe life with one word. And I think I came up with fight. Life is a fight. And life is a fight, but I have the strength to be, because I'm a fighter, right? To actually win against that fight. And I know life could be tough again, at times, but going in with the idea that life is a fight, I'm not sure if that's the best idea. So I asked my wife, uh, if you could describe life with one word, what would you say? And what she said was so profoundly amazing, but came out so simple. Thank you, Lily. It's like joy. Life is full of joy. So I decided after that, I'm going to focus on joy as much as I possibly can, and also giving as much as possible and focus on joy. And that's what I did. So I did all of these things in this past year, and I had a pretty good year. And the reason why I'm sharing this with you is that none of these things are difficult in a way. You just need to put in your calendar and get it done. And it's not like you're checking all these things off the list. You're actually enjoying it on the way. And going after a goal is not always about reaching that goal. It's about challenging yourself. It's about becoming a better person. It's about seeing what life can offer you if you show up for yourself. So don't be afraid of failing. And if you are, do it anyways, because life outside your comfort zone is where you grow. And I know that everybody might say this, but this is what I'm sharing with you. And this is something that I've tried in my own life. And this is something that works. And I've learned this from meeting with hundreds, almost 300 now, of the most successful people on the planet, people that have done everything. So if you're not going to listen to them, who are you going to listen to? And, I don't know what else to say, man. Go out and get it done. And crazy as it seems, somehow the universe rewarded me, and it can reward you too. And now, when 2022 is here, I just want to say everything. The idea what I do in my life every time a new year starts, it's almost like a reset, and I feel like I have this huge, amazing mountain to climb. And in a way, I'm a little bit scared because whatever happened last year, that happened. I'm happy about that. I'm enjoying that. But as I told you, I rarely look back. I'm the person that looks forward, move forward, sometimes too fast, and I'm trying to catch myself and enjoy the moment. But I have decided to see what were the good things I did last year, what were the things that I need to improve, and then how can I do more of that and make it simple? Because the more I simplify what I need to do, the more exciting life is. And it's the what is it called? So let me pull this up because I wrote this down. The basics wins championship. So it's the basics that wins championship. You don't need like a crazy plan. You need a simple plan. Two or three things that you want to accomplish, and then decide what do I need to do every day, and then go out and do it. Make it as simple as you possibly can. It's not harder than that. So before I let you go, I also want to share one last thing. And this is something that I learned from um, a friend of mine. And I think this is something that you should think about as well. And Julia, shout out to you. Every year, Julia decides on a word that is going to define the year. It could be growth, love, joy, passion, or Julia's word this year, which is stretch, stretching things that are difficult, and also stretching more. And she's a journalist, so she always chooses the best words. So this is pretty cool. But for me, I have chose the mantra "Leave it better." So what does that mean for me? Leave it better in every interaction, in every situation. My goal will be to leave it better. And how about, for example, to give you a couple of examples, how about smiling to the barista preparing your morning coffee with love, stopping to talk with a new friend you just met that is in need of someone to actually see them for once, taking care of your coworker when a challenge surfaces, being much more present with your significant other, singing in the shower and dancing in the rain, going above and beyond for your clients, calling your mom more often, say I'm sorry, being kind, shining a little brighter, giving permission to others to do the same, taking care of you, taking care of the world. Small acts of kindness will multiply into ripple effect of good deeds that will inspire others. And my words for the year is leave it better. And now you might think I'm noble and stuff, but honestly, I do this very selfishly because it makes me feel so amazing. And being kind is free. Being an asshole is very, very expensive. So make sure to be kind this year. Leave it better and find out what your word is for 2022. You can use Julia's or mine, or you can find out something that relates more to you. But please find that out. So I mean, this little conversation here has been amazing. I hope you enjoyed it. I put myself out of the comfort zone again. I'm going to do this much, much more in 2022, and I hope you will too. If you enjoyed this conversation, please share it with somebody that needs to hear this message, and go out, kick ass. Follow us on YouTube, Instagram, Peter Jumrukovsky, iTunes, the I Love Success podcast, and just go out there and enjoy this beautiful life. Thank you so much, and I'll talk to you soon.